Hello everyone, welcome to Jewelry Talk. This is Susan Lennard and I'm here with Jewelry Talk. Jewelry Talk is all about the other side of jewelry. So what I like to talk about here, hi, nice to see you, are issues of, just cultural backgrounds with jewelry, with building, clearing and building and really building from your heart. Building art, it's like I was trained as an artist from the right brain, and it's really all about history, culture, art, and building your work and building your adornments and wearing what you want to, or using your beautiful work to frame. Hello everybody, good morning, wonderful to see you. So, thank you so much you guys for joining. It's so nice to see you today. I want to say that I originally trained as an artist at the Art Institute of Chicago and Southern Illinois University, combination with an art degree. And when I got out, I started traveling. Oh, nice to see you guys. Sherry's here. Nice to see you guys. Thank you for joining. Oh my gosh, I missed Jewelry Talk. I've been traveling for so long. I've got a lot to say and a lot of endings, but I'm so happy to be back here. I'm super, super excited. And so originally when I started off, I studied as an artist, not as a jeweler, and I started studying cultures and objects and sacred objects. Jewelry Talk is all about sacred objects and building your sacred objects. Hi, Cheryl. Nice to see you. Oh my gosh, Jerusalem. Little Jewelry. How nice to see you. Oh my gosh, you guys. This warms my heart that we can connect all over the world with jewelry. How about that? And the voice of jewelry. It's like I have been involved in jewelry for 25, 30 years, I don't know, from when I was little. We used to string up jewelry when we were little. So in the creative process, I definitely was raised creatively. And I went to the Art Institute of Chicago, I went to Southern Illinois. And for me, it's like my process, hi, from Arkansas, nice to see you. Oh my gosh, you guys, Christmas is coming, right? Or the holidays are coming. Joanna, nice to see you. I missed you guys. I have been traveling since early October. I was on a mission for different things. Oh, from San Francisco. I love San Francisco. Oh my gosh, such a beautiful, powerful place in San Francisco. How amazing. Thank you so much for joining me. Do you love Barbara, my earrings? Thank you so much. These actually there's a section that I have in Jewelry Talk thank you so much. There's a section I have in Jewelry Talk. These were in Milan Jewelry Week, and they're going back there again. They were built for Milan Jewelry Week. They actually are put on by Cuffs. I have a segment in the recorded Jewelry Talks. I have a section in there that talks about just different ways. If you want to build elaborate, like these are my Christmas earrings. If you want to build elaborate, there's 3 or 4 different ways that I show in there on how to attach earrings. One of them is the cuff. This is the cuff. One of them is stringing around your ear. A lot of the ideas came from India, so I can't take claims to these ideas myself. You guys know how big all the big jewelry is from India. Oh, good. Okay, good. Thank you, you guys. It's so nice to see everyone here today. I really missed you guys. I've been really traveling for so long. I have some of my original pieces on. We're getting ready for some nice, quiet times, or times where we're being distracted and it's harder to get at our holidays, right? This was also one of the pieces that was in Milan, and here's another piece that was in Milan. So these here, these breaths here in the jewelry, these are actually the sacred yoga breaths that is like breathing for me. You see a lot of my jewelry that's stretched. I see some people who are being inspired in the same ways. Hi, I'm so glad you made it live. Yay! Nice to see you. Oh my gosh, you guys. Merry Christmas is coming, or Happy Hanukkah, or Happy Holidays. Who knows if it's going to be quiet or big. You have to check to see if anyone has the COVID, right? But I hear back in Cleveland, when I was off traveling, we have to be very careful now again. But besides that, it's been such a learning experience. I think if we hi, nice to see you. Oh my gosh, you guys. I have a couple things that I want to talk about this today and this time. One of the things I want to talk about really, you guys, is think about really truly how you are exiting your year creatively. I meant to say year, not ear. How you're exiting your year creatively. How you are going to bundle up your year and say hello to some things and say goodbye to other things. It's so interesting for me because right at this, hi, Tennessee. Oh my gosh, nice to see you guys. Thank you for joining me. 7 Stars Jewelry. Oh, we love our jewelry people, don't we? This place here, you guys, is Jewelry Talk is all about history and love of jewelry and history of jewelry. And it really is not just necessarily, for me, I study jewelry from all different cultures, and jewelry is a voice. It's a voice and it's an expression. So jewelry is a way to, because I'm trained as an artist, when I build a piece, jewelry is a way to express your emotional ideas. Even if you don't know you're doing it, I love when, for one, it's a way to express your ideas. I love when I'm having a workshop. Oh, hello from Los Angeles. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining, you guys. So jewelry is a way of, if you're working in this unconscious process that I'm starting, that I really like to teach in my workshops. I'm starting actually a membership it should be at the end of January, where I'm really teaching to clear and work through your unconscious process, and I'll be talking a lot about that. I'll be talking a lot about the artistic side of things, the spiritual side of things for clearing. For me, when I started my process many, many years ago after art school, after the Art Institute of Chicago, it got me thinking about not just the concrete. Oh my God, I grew up on the south side of Chicago, you know what I mean? My life was concrete, like we knew the magic, but we really, it was a tricky kind of thing then. So it's like the process of building your artwork is what I learned at the Art Institute of Chicago. It's like really building innately through yourself. What I didn't realize is that we all automatically build innately our work that is important to us. I built a piece that actually was called The Key to Freedom, and it, during a time when I just had a lot of things going on in my life with marriage and young children and all of this, and I built a figure that actually won an award from Dr. Robert Lew of Ornament magazine that was called The Key to Freedom. And literally it was a figurative piece that had a key cast in resin in his head, and it was the only key to release his bonds, And so for me, oh, thank you so much. Well, for me, I, didn't realize when you're building in your right brain and you're building really your real work, once you're clearing, which is one of the things that I want to go through in my membership, is really clearing and getting hardcore at your work, which is what intentional metalsmithing is about. But also, yes, thank you. It's what intentional metalsmithing is about. It's really, my intention, it's the 7-part series that a lot of people got. The first one is free. If you haven't done it, get onto the free one. It's called The Alchemy of Soldering. And I talk really on how your work, when we're in our studios, whether we know it or not, our work is a reflection of ourselves. So with that being said, it's nice to get clearer and clearer. It wasn't until years later that I realized that the piece that was called The Key to Freedom is in your head was really about me. It was so much about me and so much about my life. I was raising children. I was, struggling with the marriage. I was struggling with my business that I had and my artwork that I was so loved. I used to do the American Craft Council shows then, and I had done a lot of traveling, and I really loved getting into my head and building my work. Whew, these also need a chain on them is another way I showed it. But, to get into, and also this process is about my membership that's coming up, is really about getting into the right side of your brain and using your own self to make your work unusual and to make your work you. So it really is kind of ways to tap into your real self to get at your real work. Why did I start doing this spread like this? This was literally, I had done so much yoga. It literally was a yoga breath for me that I saw kind of coming down my body and coming out my arms. So a lot of my work that I had around for a while, and maybe still will, is really built in this manner. It's the yoga breath kind of just coming out and spreading. And it's like, I felt myself spreading in that way. I saw my work growing. It's a good way to grow and to be able to trust yourself. So my membership that is going to be on, I'm not sure of the name yet, if anyone has any good ideas, but I've been working on all this behind the scenes. So it's been pretty fun, just on how the past year and a half, as we had COVID, I was collecting all my ideas and talking on Jewelry Talk about different ways to open yourself up, different ways you use yoga in your work. There are different subjects on historical content, just history and jewelry. Jewelry is one of the first forms that early man expressed himself through by putting a stone, getting a hole drilled in and putting a stone on his body, and carrying a stone around. It's like, we're because this is called, my course actually is called Intentional Metalsmithing. I don't know what my monthly it's going to be about, but I'm super excited. I'm working on a lot of this in my studio. Hi, you guys. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining me. And Jewelry Talk is really just about kind of putting onto jewelry, whatever you want to do. For me, it's like I'm looking at the end of the year. I want to talk a lot about letting go techniques. If you guys have time right now, yes, letting go technique. It's the end of the year, guys. It's not too late. We are almost here. And it's like I just this morning woke up and I did my yoga and I reopened up to all these dreams that I was having that I couldn't grab at. But I recently just let something huge go. Something that was really important to me. Something that I felt like I really wanted. I had to put it on my back burner. I'm pretty sure it's going to come back again to me, but I had to let it go. Was I sad? Yes, I was sad. Was I it's like to let something go that you're really moving towards. I let it go. Letting go. I have to trust a process that it's going to come back to me. So in the meantime, it made me, when I had a yoga practice today, all of these original dreams and ideas all came flooding back to me. So it's pretty cool. So this is what I'm using to set up my my membership. So I'm doing a membership. It'll start at the end of January. I'm getting the pages set up. I'm getting a lot of things set up. If you guys like this kind of crazy talk, then you are going to love my membership. It's not expensive. It's where we can get on and really connect. I have a lot of people that say to me that, they love getting on and listening, and this is an important part of their day, and I like to teach the right side of the brain, the inspiration. I feel like throughout my life, I have had so many ideas flood through my body where I'm like, okay, should I give my people a break and step off the plate for a little bit, and do the practical. So, I've learned through my grounding in my yoga just to get more practicality in there and more stick-to-itiveness. So there's a nice balance, but definitely. So what I want to talk about is, okay. So before the end of the year, isn't this interesting? This is something that I just today was like, oh my gosh, and okay. So something that when you lift the sadness, beauty exudes in your designs. You are so right, Vana. It's like your work. Oh, stay just the way you are, Susan. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. It was funny when I first started Intentional Metalsmithing. I started this huge undoing process, and I'd get on with my students and I'd be like, all right, I'm getting the hit to talk to students about this today. They're either going to think I am so crazy, you know what I mean? I would be shaking and I'd have to do a meditation to get my courage in, like, what the heck is this about? It's like when I was in jewelry design, I was with a lot of the baby boomers. I was at the tail, I was like way at the end and of this creative process, but it was like people who just were, bad at, like, you can be badass and be spiritual, but these were early on, there were people who were super competitive in jewelry. I'm like, there has to be a way. For me, it's like, I really like to work with sharing and openness. I just had a workshop in Mexico. All my students, almost every single one of them showed up yesterday when I did Intentional Metalsmithing talk. And I was so grateful to see everyone show up because to me, it was incredible. We started, it was the first time, no, don't give you a break. It was the first time that I really used a lot of these clearing techniques that I use before I get up to my table to create, So I used a lot of them. Oh my God, we had an incredible 4 days of building that was calm and productive. On the 5th day, everyone was in there working so hard. I was like, all right, you guys ready? And they're all like, no, we have to get this finished. So I was like, everyone looks calm. I'm gonna skip over the center, the meditations or the centeredness. And it ended up being a really hectic day. So I don't know if it was just that it was the last day, or I'm not even sure if it was just that we didn't do the clearing. Oh, thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Thank you for that compliment. So, this is what I want my membership to be about. It really is. I'm going to put a lot of clearing techniques in there. I'm putting a lot of, oh my gosh, I just had a huge download of information today. My information comes through yoga, the yoga practice, but more of like beyond yoga. I started this yoga practice because I have been in yoga for so many years, you always have to grow, right? If you stop, you're not going to grow. So it's like, I had such a huge download this morning that it's hard for me things keep popping into my head. Like, what was I going to talk to everybody about? So please, please be, nice to see all you guys. Dang, brave girl. I love braveness. Yay, yay, yay. We are brave. When you put your real work out there into the world, you have to have your bravery. So I love your name. It really is true. It's like, years and years ago, when you're in this creative process of building, it's good to be quiet in your studio where no one can judge your work. And it's wonderful to have our group that we have. We have a group, Alchemy of Soldering, and I have a group, Intentional Metalsmithing, and I'm also going to be starting this new group at the end of January, where I'm just getting a lot of things downloaded. I'm getting the site built, and it really is about the freedom. There's a lot of, it's a lot about the creative process in there. It's some technique on jewelry, but it kind of is just like yoga and clearing and meditation and jewelry and getting at your real self so you can create. And that's kind of what I envision. So, I'm taking some time and really putting together this new program. I'd love to have like minds join me if you'd like. It's not going to be very expensive. You guys are going to be surprised because guess why? You guys are my guinea pigs. The first group of Intentional Metalsmithing, we worked through everything together, and it was such a beautiful process. And because of it, our group is beautiful and strong, and I always think of people like that in my heart. Before I go to a workshop, so I finished one in Morocco, and I had a couple things in between, and then I did a workshop in my studio, and then I just finished one in Mexico. Oh my gosh, in Puerto Vallarta, which is one of my favorite. Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, Mexico, Puerto Vallarta is one of my favorites because we can stay in the same spot. I know it so well. Even though I go back there every year for more years than any other venue, we can spread out. People can work day and night. We can drink our tequila. We can do our meditations in the morning. We can go out to dinner. We can go look at artwork. We can do all of this and somehow fit it in, so it's pretty crazy. But as far as you guys letting go, think about what you want to let go of before. Oh, I know, it was really, thank you. This was really, dang brave girl, and I love you for that, yes. So organic there, yes. So organic there, absolutely, really. So it is beautiful, and it's a time where after the workshop, I just kind of lay around and let things soak in. For me, at this time of year, it's a beautiful time just to let a lot of these ideas soak in. Was that a dream, or did I talk about that? I told you, I had this huge download this morning as I let something huge go and came back onto this pathway. I had a huge download in my meditation this morning. So forgive me if I'm getting things confused. I know what's coming. Oh, exciting fun on Trouble with You and the students. Oh, I know, really, it was so much fun, really. Elise, so nice to see you. So what I wanted to talk about today is for your process in the studio, it's almost the end of the year. For some reason, in my yoga group, there's something coming up. I'm really not good with the stars and the moon. In fact, it made me afraid for many years, just thinking about outer space. My kids embraced it. For me, it wasn't something that was easy for me to think about. But now there's a big change coming. I do know that, and the change has to do with light. 2 years of not having light, and there's a new light coming in. So for this time, for sure, I want to make sure. Oh, my download, Jamie. Oh my God. I can't really understand it yet because I just had it like 2 hours ago with my yoga this morning. I let something huge go in my life that I didn't really want to let go, but it kind of came undone when I was out in Puerto Vallarta, and I'll tell you guys more. I'll tell you guys more about it when I can understand it better. But I had something huge that I had to let go of in my life. In the workshop, there's a number of things that I'm putting together in my plan for, excuse me, I have to sneeze. So my whole download of this workshop, this online workshop that I want to do in January, and it's really not going to be that expensive, guys, but it's the next level up from intentional metalsmithing. It embraces a lot of the creative side, a lot of the spiritual side, and really, a good chunk of the physical, practical side. So I'm really doing a blend like that. So when I understand this download, it's like a million things are just kind of zinging off all over the place. It's like I can remember my dreams for 3 months or something. Oh, thank you. I've been all sneezy. My studio is clear. So here's some suggestions. It's the end of the year. Christmas or Hanukkah is coming for you guys. And it's like for me too. It's the quietest time of year for jewelry designers. It's really a time where we can pull in. I like to find when a download is so big, it takes time to process. Yes, let it flow. You are so right on, Cheryl. It's like when you get to the end of a download that your life is really shifting in so many different ways. Mine is more of I can all of a sudden remember through my yoga today, and it's when I let something big go. When you let something big go, you have space for other things to fill into that space. And I'm telling you, it was like a big rush of hundreds of downloads that I have, dreams and all these things that kind of just inserted in. And that's why I'm still a little bit off. And I'm like, oh my God, I so want to come in because I feel like this is important today. Yeah. And it takes time to process. Luckily now for jewelry designers and for artists, this is a little bit of a quiet time of year, even for businesses. I see my daughter who is on this, she's doing, she works online and it's quiet for her so they can go off and do things. For us too, take this time. Make sure you take this time. I used to, when my kids were younger, I would make things so big at Christmas time, and now it's like I just try to keep it quieter and quieter. So think about if there is something that you want to let go of in your life. Just like me today, oh my God, maybe this is why. It's like I can tell you guys I just let go of something just like 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, and a huge download just came in of information. So think about what you can let go at the end of the year. Pick up your journal that you have had for the whole year. If you guys journal, for me, it's like I write my dreams down. I've got a big artistic journal. I've got ideas written on there. I've got all that. Flip through your journal. Think about what you can let go and what you're going to keep. It's like, and letting things go. Let some things go. Bring some things in. Focus on some things like that. So it's like this breathing. I think I mentioned earlier, I had been doing yoga for 10 years and I took this other level of yoga that is completely blowing me away. Just like that. Oh, thank you so much about my jewelry. Thank you. And Sandy's here. Nice to see you. Really, it's like my jewelry now, I build from my heart. I work through ideas. I don't get attached to, it's the creative process. It's like I don't get attached to the process or making a mistake. I can tell you one thing I like to comfort people in telling them is that you can talk to any jeweler, any goldsmith, and they'll tell you, oh my God, I have 3 mistakes in this piece. By the time you finish it, you won't see the mistakes that you're talking about. So I already know when you're ready to take a big download in your life, your work shifts and changes. I just went to Morocco and did a workshop and it was huge touring and taking in, my life there's no way that my life will not change from this experience. There's no way. I was in Africa, in North Africa. So it's like my life, definitely, I have to give myself time to sleep, to rest, to breathe, to dream, to think, to eat clear. And that's kind of what my new course is about. It's a lot of breathing exercises. It's a monthly course. It's not expensive. It's breathing exercises, some technique in there. It's kind of showing how to get to your real, true, authentic work, in the process. And having a team of people that don't judge you. That is the really important part to me. I think it's like, yeah, there's 1,000,001 people out there who don't like my work. There's, a group of people who do like my work. Who am I going to focus on? The people that like my work or all the people that don't like my work? I can tell you back when I was in my 20s, I used to focus on the people that didn't like my work. You know what I mean? And that's unhealthy. So it's like when you get, hi, oh my God, the Bunch Alchemist. So nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. All my cool rings. These were the two that were in Milan Jewelry Week, and I took them back for a temporary time because I wanted, we've been closed for the year and I just wanted them. And there was a photo shoot done with them. Here's another piece here that's going. This one is a bracelet that was done in a performance. If you guys go onto my Shopify site, you'll see the performance that was used. This is a piece. All these pieces I dreamed. This is inhales and exhales. If you're doing intentional metalsmithing, you'll dream your shapes. You'll know your shapes. You'll feel your shapes. This piece is actually the inhales of an exhale the inhales and exhales. The inhales and exhales. So at the end of the year, I'm gathering my pieces around me. Inhale for quite a period of time and an exhale. So, yeah. Oh, Sherry. Wasn't it Sherry? That was Sherry. We were out there. It was just amazing. And I have to tell you a little story too. For people that went there, Sherry. Oh my gosh. So, think about, this is the end of the year. You want to close up your end of the year good. So, make sure, look through your old journals for the year to see if there's any tips. Bring out a new journal. I always start a new journal in January. So right now you're just kind of closing up and folding up. In any time you give yourself permission or tell yourself something, like know the power of your words. Just today when I was doing a meditation, I said, I'm going to put this out there. It's like these downloads that I got today are interfering with my real life. I need some time to process all this information. It's really a lot from, we went to Morocco and had this incredible experience. I'm doing Morocco again. We're seeing if it's going to be safe in April, early April. If it's not safe, we're changing it to October. So, if anyone is still interested, October's open. Please be on the lookout. I'm going to start talking about I'm showing up in Jewelry Talk definitely one time a week. I'll always do it. This is where I started. You guys are my love. This is where I can connect and love people. I started through COVID when I wasn't able to go around and teach workshops in person, and it's important to me, people. People are important to me. My jewelers are important. The good love is important. When I do my meditations with my group, when I first started with my first intentional metalsmithing group, I would dedicate a whole yoga session once a week to my group, just to, when I do my workshops, when I show up in person, like I was saying, we start with the meditation. I also do a meditation every night for people in my group. You want to make sure, and it doesn't take any skin off my back. You just want to make sure your people or your family, put that white light around so you can gel. It makes, from a selfish point of view, it makes things easy for me. If we all can have a big white light around us and we can work in creating. People can blow through some amazing work in that way. For my group, when I get onto intentional metalsmithing, I just talk to my group once a month, but I certainly put a lot of energy, put a good yoga session into it. And I really think about, what do I need to talk to people about? If you can do the Morocco adventure, do it. Someday I will go back. That's Sherry says that, and I totally agree. It was so profound that actually, I mean, right now Morocco is shut down, which is crazy. We snuck in by the skin of our teeth. You know, we had a profound adventure. And you know, if it is canceled people can move over. It's going to be in October when it's free and clear. There's, if it is, we're still waiting to find out from Michelle, but prepare for it. It's something to prepare for. It is profound. When I landed there, I've never seen anything like it. I haven't, and I've been the last time I had an experience like that was back in the early 90s in Thailand when it was raw and no one spoke English. It was pretty amazing. So, no, I know. Oh, Marlene, you know what? If it does get moved, we don't know yet. We're going to hear from Michelle. We have to see if it's going to open up again. When we were there, they closed at 11 o'clock, and there were people out, there were soldiers out there like at 11 o'clock, and nobody better stick their head out because you could be arrested, But our experience was profound, and I'm still letting a lot of that sink in. And so I want to tell you guys to prepare for your next year, what's going on. It's like for me, I always take time and cut back. My brain's like, I'm going to do this, like 20 things. Now I'm going to take it and I'm going to move backwards, take 2 steps back. And I forgot about that this year. I gorged up Morocco. I gorged up Puerto Rico. I gorged up Mexico and Puerto Vallarta, in all of this. I had so many travels towards the end, and I even spent time in Paris, and it's like I kind of soaked it all in. I need time now. You're going to see me. You have to take time to process all of these studies that you did. When you start processing any place that you visited, like Sherry in Morocco, if you try to come home and stand up at your bench and be like, I'm going to build this piece that I saw, it doesn't really come. You need to give yourself rest. You need to give yourself just kind of bumbling around and, looking at things and letting your body process all of it. One day, without you even knowing what day it's going to be, you're going to get up at your bench and your work is going to start popping out. Oh, thank you, Joanna. I know. You know what? I'm really so grateful that I did that. But also, it's like, for me, I used to go too much. Remember, I'm the girl that used to go too much. If you go too much, my head was just crowded with things because I never took that time to step back and let it all process. And when I did take time to step back and let it all process, oh my God, I can't tell you guys how difficult the experience was. Talk about trying to download 10 years worth of experiences, in like a year. It's too much. So it's like, it's this balanced process that I also will talk about in my membership that I'm going to be doing at the end of January. So it really is like a balanced process. And now it's like I really try to not do all this in my life, to cut back. So really, I'm cutting back on this other goal that I had that I told you I just lost it. It's gone. Now I can really focus on my membership that's going to start at the end of January. Christina and I were working on it today. We're working with Karen on getting the bones of it, on getting, just exactly what is what. And I have a strong idea. Again, I'm following my intuition. So this workshop, or this whole, it really is about cracking into your intuitive self through exercises, through building your work. It's about silversmithing too, but it really is about working intuitively. My work that I did, it was Dr. Robert Liu from Ornament magazine that gave me that award for that. Remember when I talked about that piece that was the key to freedom is in your head? When you're working intuitively, you will, I actually ended up winning an award from Ornament magazine for this piece because I worked intuitively. I put the work out that needed to be there. The membership is not very much money. Oh my gosh, it's not going to be much at all because you guys are my guinea pigs. Get it? Again. Just like my first group in Intentional Metalsmithing, we work things through. So I'm putting on, I'm working with exercises to free yourself, to get your real work out there. It's a creative process. It's a, just different things to do. It's also, I'm going to be showing some new techniques. We're going to focus on certain techniques in each month. I'm going to give you guys silversmithing, aging process slows as we camp. Yes! And we can't block the light. That's absolutely it. That's a profound statement. One of the practices I'm doing recently for the past 2 years, really, after all this yoga and undoing, probably for about a year and a half, I started this process of really bringing in this light, which I want to talk about, to give me my ideas. You know, it's like literally this piece here is the shape of how I see the light coming into my body. This piece here is how I see the light coming into my body and building what I see on the inside. You know, these are pieces that I started bringing into my work. You know, for me, these are outstretched arms. I'm not saying that I'm hooked on Christianity or hooked on paganism, but these are outstretches that I have here. You know, that's like really kind of bringing in the light. So it really is, you know, I want to give my idea of this. We'll see how it works. We'll know after the first year, is to like exercises to crack into your creative self, exercises, physical exercises of soldering techniques, of building design, shape, any of this, you know, that's beyond intentional metalsmithing. I'm moving beyond that. And, you know, there's more beyond that, you know what I mean? But it also is disguised. Our physical work is disguised to help us grow spiritually. You know that? It's like, it's so funny. It's like I used to, for me, anytime I teach a workshop on a design, you know, if I'm showing a design, I'm always like, well, this is just keeping you busy while you learn the real stuff. I can teach you my stuff through jewelry design, and that's what I do. And that's what, you know, my membership will be about. It won't be expensive. You guys remember, we're all going to be working together, so I'm giving ideas on, you know, just letting go, building jewelry, building your work. Whether, you know, when you build a piece of jewelry, I used to do visual display for Nordstrom years ago. I did the home area. So it's like I built in the air. I built shapes and figures and all of this in the air, you know? So it's like for me, when I went into collage and jewelry design, it was the same thing of what type of shapes work together, how and where, and how they can be strung up, and what shapes I need and what I need to express. And that was my training through jewelry school at Art Institute of Chicago. So all of this is kind of all wrapped up in the membership. It won't be a lot of money. We're going to be working side by side through the month. I'll be offering like 4 different things through the month. One of them is like really physically a jewelry technique that's new. Another one is, you know, working on clearing to getting at your real work. Another one is, oh my gosh, I've got them all, you know, just of ideas and things like that. Getting your journal together, working with our journal. I have my journal at the end of the year, and like I brought in. So think about this is the end of the year. I'm just going to be showing up on Jewelry Talk once a month now, but I will have my membership. So you're welcome to join me there. I'd love for all you guys to join me. Sharing and caring, right, Sandy? That's right. So, you know, and staying clear. So I am going through my journals. Go through your journals for the year. Circle important things. Get rid of things you don't need. If you done that, cross it out, you know. And it's like, get a new one that literally starts in January. Get a new one. And when people are in my intentional metalsmithing, or my new program that'll start at the end of January, we're going to start with a new journal. We're going to write down ideas, and you know, whether it's about jewelry or not. For me, Metal Museum in Memphis, Tennessee is opening a metal school. Yay! Oh my God, that's wonderful. I love that. Yes, do your meditation after this. Absolutely, Marlene. Yes, can I post a link to your reading list? Okay, I definitely will post a link. I'll put it on my studio. Yes, so I'm telling you, it's like I have let go of everything that I need to let go of. It's like my process after I had that disappointment about a month ago. It's like for me, I've just been going in and just kind of clearing whatever doesn't need to be there. And what I found, it only took me a couple weeks. There's Christina. Hi, Christina. So Christina and I, we're meeting later on too. So her and I, we're putting together a plan for the new workshop. But there is my Amazon for books I recommend, you know, and I always recommend yoga and different things like that. I have a lot of jewelry talk on here recorded. I'm going to try to hone these down and get right to the point and kind of be going through these. So in the meantime, we're building the platform for my new course coming up. I'm super excited about it. I'm using a lot of my energies and intentions. I'm working towards that. So, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get started with that. And, we'll see what happens. So it's like after I let go of a lot of things, think about, so here's your assignment, should you choose to take it. Think about what you want to let go of at the end of the year. What do you want to let go of? As we're, going into the winter solstice, we're letting go of the darkness. Think about what you want to let go of. When I just let go of something huge that may come back to me, I don't know, but I let go of something huge. It's like I was talking about today in my yoga that I got so many downloads of memories of all these dreams I've been having and everything that I couldn't get at. Oh, thank you. Yay. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is the book. I forgot to tell you guys, Christina is printed out. We have the book almost ready. So, I'm actually proofing it. Christina and I are working through. Oops, I've got some pages backwards that I've already done. But this is the book, Intentional Metalsmithing. So, this will be available. Some people have the download that purchased ahead of time and has been so patient. Oh, in fact, this is the piece. Let me get to the piece. It's a practical, and it has prompts you. It has prompts in here. It's practical. I'm trying to hit from all angles. So I'm excited about getting critiques from it. I'm trying to show you that one piece I talked about earlier. And, it's like there's more beyond than just a pretty piece of jewelry, right, guys? That's what I talked about. More beyond a pretty piece of jewelry, even though we do love pretty jewelry, right, guys? I tell you what, as I've been clearing in this process, I find my skin is getting better. Isn't that great? Now I can't find it, so I'm probably not supposed to be showing you guys. But anyway, here's the book. I'm printing it out. I started when I was in Mexico, going through, editing, and thank you so much. So I'm going to be coming on once a month for my talks in January. And because I do love my talks, I do really love connecting with people. It's so important to me. But also, this saves my energy because I'm going to be working directly with this group of students who are in my new course that is a membership. So it's not like I'm giving you a bunch of assignments. It's not as intense. Some people take it light and get enough, and some people will dive in deep and get enough. So don't worry, guys. Christina and I, we're meeting later today. We've got things on our plate. I'm super excited about next year. Think about what you can let go of. Look through your notes that you did. Look through your journals and see if there's anything that you want to circle and bring into the next year. Think about what you can. Oh, thank you, Janie. Oh my gosh. Thank you, guys. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. So you guys inspire me too. I really love putting together these programs. When I first started Jewelry Talk, I talked a lot about my studies. I forgot that I had studied so intensely jewelry and adornment throughout history for 30 years. That was part of my education at the Art Institute of Chicago. I brought in a lot of my jewelry. I studied, I worked with Dr. Robert Liu and with the bead studies and with intentional studies, and I've studied African art for many years, and I studied Native American Indian art, and I studied jewelry from all over the world. As I'm studying jewelry from Morocco, I'm seeing such a connection, and then I found out jewelry from Morocco is based on the whole Jewish way of creating and beliefs in spiritualism. At the base of all adornment is, well, not all of it. Some people are just like, okay, I wear this pretty piece. But at the base of all of it are real intentions and objects and stones that have properties and values. That's some of the things that I'm trying to bring into my life this year, is understanding the stones. It's like I certainly am drawn to different stones. Look at this piece here. Last year, as I was working and clearing a lot of my lower chakras, these are the stones that I brought into my life. So, I work a lot with stones. These are the stones I brought in. This is the yoga breath. I have really, really beautiful stones on my website that are so clean and so clear. And I have them on my site if anyone needs some gorgeous grade A stones that are clear. We photograph them under like an intense light, and we photograph them under the sunlight. And that's one thing that I've enjoyed really collecting and working with. Once I started opening up chakras and doing this type of work, it's like, oh my gosh, the stones are pretty amazing. So check it out on my site if you like, if you haven't been there before. And nice to see you guys. Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful. I hope you guys have a nice Hanukkah, a nice Christmas, a nice energy. Check out my store if you get a chance just to look at the gems there. I also have, oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you guys, I just got loaded on there. And listen, don't worry about it. We're undoing now. Don't worry about bringing anything new in. We're undoing. You know what I mean? Take this time to undo. Finish up the year and undo. When we get on the other side of January, I'm going to talk, I did put some excess pieces that I've had, like prayer boxes and different things like that. But really, truly, guys, I don't want to complicate you in that way. Let me scratch that off. Don't think about adding to your life right now and grabbing. Think about undoing. This is a time to undo and really clear before we get, hey! Oh, thank you. Happy holidays. Yeah. So think about clearing and what you can clear before we get on the other side of January. I promise you it will be amazing to you, because even if something is just a thought in your head and you're working towards it, if you clear it and put it on hold, or if something is getting too hard to get at, if you can't get at it, you keep getting these roadblocks, just put it to the side. Aww. Put it to the side, you guys. Bring light in your life. I'm going to talk about bringing light into yourself and into your light in my upcoming membership that we're planning. And Christina and I are meeting today, so I can't wait to see you then. So thank you guys so much. Have a Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy New Year's. I'm showing up here once a month, but the end of January, you guys will be able to join my new membership again. And remember, it's all experimental, so no guarantees. We try. That's how intentional metalsmithing started, It's all experimental. So I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for showing up today. Oh, thank you. I know. See, the right people show up. Thank you, guys. Merry Christmas. It's going to be a nice one, a peaceful one the way it should be. Mwah.